I'm with it. Get it? This is cool here. Is this cool? Is this some cool stuff that we're into? That we're fin defend. Again, this is not a towel. This is an owl. Goes all the way around my neck, all around my shoulder. 360. All right, so I'm using that knowledge. All right. I want to please forgive me, ancestors, for saying I want to chop people's head off because what they're doing. Because we have people actually doing it. Africans actually do that to one another in Africa at this very time. They have done that for years. So, yeah. I want to ask for forgiveness on that. That's not who I am. And that's not what we are anymore. You hear that message? You hear that message loud and clear. Yeah, that message is loud and clear. Right there. Don't ride the white horse. Speaking of the Africans, I was listening to the Wall Street report. Or maybe not the Wall Street report because it's not on Wall Street anymore. Actually, it's not in New York, it's in New Jersey, Hoboken, whatever. Black boxes, 13 black boxes. Yeah, look at the dude with that Flash Boys book. Check him out again. So, whatever, it was NASDAQ, all that, those reports. And very powerful energy that came through that. I took in the time to listen to it, and the ancestors gave me the message even more powerful at this time. So sharing that with you is complete communication. See, I hear the interrupters driving up now, getting ready to do their thing. I can hear. I'm so sensitive to things that the movement that they make, they do that because they know I'm such a sensitive, supreme being. They do that because I know I'm going to hear it. So as they move around, I know what's about to go up. Okay, so again, staying with the worldwide events, being vocal, local, and responsible to these things, because I've been given the skills and the abilities to use them, and in who I am and what I am from my parents and from their parents and from our ancestors, from the mineral rock that we are, the pressure that we put under from out in space where the most beautiful things are, come here with the answers and we deal with those, all right? Treacherous pressure is not what we're under. We're under precious pressure, okay? People hundreds of years ago was under treacherous pressure. So this precious pressure that we're under, I'm able to use this rock, this mineral, this shiny rock. I can see myself in this rock, through this rock, and communicate through the vibratory rate, all right? So the vibration from the earth gives us the memory and the time to use what we have wherever we are, okay? Planetary beings. Magnetic, energetic me. All right, so let me use that. Jude Pookum gave me a beautiful message, as always, all the time, in their speaking engagement. I mean, thank you, sister, for that. One of them was that she told us about when they try to go out in space, they got to have body parts. Going out in space, if they're going to live out in space, they need body parts, organs, to do all of that, okay? And we know about organ harvesting on a large scale, okay? And that's not something that to just look past or look as if it's unimportant, but it is important. So they need body parts And I was listening to NASA as well, the things that they were doing and speaking of, and they spoke of about if you catch a cold, what do you do and all that. Well, catching colds is not something that happens. Mucus is formulated from your diet. Africa, we don't catch colds. In warm climates, you don't catch colds. Okay, so that's something, that's game. All right, let me just put that out there. Okay, that's mucus in the body formation. There's some foreign to us. Okay, and we know that. In those Wall Street Worldwide Report, international news, they were talking about war with North South Korea, China, and all of that. Japan and the U.S. in international happenings. So body parts out of space. We know who's trying to rush out in space and leave the planet dirty and nasty and filthy and resource plummet and all that. You okay? So what they were saying, they gave the answers to us, to me. So I'm going to share with you. The North Korea, what they do, name whatever's supposed to be a dictator. They spoke of how this president spoke in that same language, dictator trying to threaten him, thuggish ways. And the people say, damn, why are you going to talk to a dictator like that knowing that's what they want to do? And this president did that the other day. And they were talking about how the stock market went all crazy, went all wild based on that. Okay? Yeah, the president said that. Okay? So we got to trump that. And that's what we're doing every day. So the international people, traders, news reporters, people, thank them for that. I like to thank them for that, for reporting this news. Weapons are being sold by North Korea to Congolese and Zambia and all warring African nations to kill one another. True? And these people do actually chop each other's heads off and arms off and all of that. Okay? So that's why I say, forgive me, ancestors, for saying that, because that's not what I want. I'm a loving, beautiful being. It was a horrible mistake in judgment that I made that, so I used to do that. So seeing that, hearing them reporting that, U.S. putting pressure on the North Koreans, taking certain things from them, food, all of that, forces them to sell those weapons to those African countries so they can kill fight one another. And then look who's set up over in Africa doing business. Those countries, they can get those body parts and they can use them. Okay? Harvesting body parts. Okay? Fresh body parts. Because the Red Cross, all those other so-called companies that go in there and so-called save those people who have them in camps, all of that. They don't let those people just die like that. They know where these people are, know what's going on because they have logistics on that, okay? So these answers was given to me to share with you all what's happening with that. And that's what's going on with that. They're forcing these dictators to sell their weapons to these African countries so these people can murder, maim, and kill one another. And these people can get these body parts and do what with them? Try to go out in space with them and build space stations. Because remember now, they also had Tesla in these reports. Okay? Remember Tesla trying to go out in space 4 times in so many years, which is a record-setting thing, you see? So they had them in the report as well, talking about cars and all that. Cars and all of that. No, that wasn't the report. That was them saying, okay, so we can get these parts from these warring factions, these warring nations that is going on much easier when these people start to fight and kill one another. And as long as that is going on, then they have extra body parts to go out in space with, build space stations. So this is what was reported in a stock market report and Wall Street and all of that very fervently. All this energy they had going was just, people were really up in arms about it. You see, up in arms, boomerang. And so this is the cruelty of the human scale that goes on. And again, to trump this, we have to show that this president had some thug conversation, dictatorship type conversation for this guy in North Korea. With China and Japan, all those countries already in Africa can harvest the body parts, sell to Tesla, and Tesla can reach out in space and try to run out in space with all those body parts. Because again, I was watching NASA again, and they were saying they have surgical apparatuses, all of that on the space station and all of that. How do they do what they do with them? And they was openly saying, that's what we do. We have to be able to do that. And how do we do that? We need these things to be able to do that, okay? So how do you get body parts out in space from dead people? And how many dead people are there that are readily available to be used in Africa? But no one cares, seems to be no one knows what happens to these people, because it's been going on for so very long. Out of the state of Arkansas, we know who's been involved in that for a very long time. So I'm using that energy right now for the people to be able to see this. And I'm not just making this up, but they actually announced it and pronounced it and used it as a Wall Street report, stock market report, openly with all these players in the game. Tesla, who goes out in space trying to build manned space stations and all of that. And the presidency, the last presidency, was offering him money, giving him millions and billions of dollars to use to race out in space. Okay, and I showed the report, and I have the report on Facebook, on YouTube, all of that, making it viable, not something I'm making up, okay, like they have in the Bible. Yes, so people, these are things that are going on. So we have to make a way in order to make the change happen through ourselves. See how beautiful that is? And that's the life that I have to live. These are the things that I share with the rest of you all who don't pay attention to that part of the tail eye vision. I didn't see it for very long, but long enough, 20 minutes. So, and that came to me very, very easily, very smoothly, and very in a transitional way, where they were really putting forth an effort to make that be known based on what is this president is doing and the damage that could possibly be done to the world market. Him speaking to a dictator, him acting like a dictator. They're saying that's just who he is. He's trying to market himself, doesn't care about trying to do the fix the tax thing and the healthcare, all of that. So, and that's game. They even said it themselves. It's BS. So again, I thank them for having that report and for using their platform, and to not allow him to be used as a bully pulpit. Okay, because that's what he's always done, and that's if I got him in office, I'm sure that's what's going to get him out of office. It's too readily available to be seen and to be known, and not to be grown any further.